Welcome to our mill. This is Chinacla Mill, the place that we process all our coffee. So we concentrate all our production in here. We have here the wet mill. This is the dryers, the patios. We have a dry mill and we have a warehouse.
After we receive the coffee in the farms, we transport the trucks or the pickups to here, and we wait another time. He gave us one receipt about what farm is coming, what variety, and all that, how many bags, how many quintales, and we deposit the coffee in the 2 tanks. And depending how much coffee is in the production, we can use like 2 trains, like one just 2 machines, but it's a lot of we can depulping in 4 machines. We, in the morning, after 12-14 hours, the coffee is fermenting in the tank. We need to remove the mucilage, and for this we use a mechanical washer we call desmucilaginadora. And then we spin the coffee to try to remove the superficial water in the bean. And then after that, we wash the coffee, depend the customer. We do the different process, and then when we do the process the coffee for team, after we wash the coffee, we put in bags and send to the Marcala, because special for team, we used to dry in beds the first days with sun, just to try to avoid the fungus, and then finish in a shade in the beds. And then it's a little different the process between the normal coffees with the team coffees. For the majority of our process, we use the machines. Here in this place, it's very difficult to dry by sun. And then we use the mechanical dryers. Because for 72 hours in the dryers, we found like the coffee tastes good until February the next year. We have now 9 different machines. 3 of these have more capacity compared with another 6. And we built a big oven. We call oven to generate the heat for the machines. And the good things about this is we reuse some of the subproducts of the coffee. We use the parchment, the husk, the parchment for the parchment, and we use for dry the coffee. After we dry the coffee, we need to know where the coffee is from. But because we receive everyday coffees, we need to find one system to know. And we write, for example, here is 28 bags of the lot we dry number 113 and 44 bags for the lot number 114. And then we have the record and we have the samples we send to the cup. If the samples have one problem, we really know where is the coffee have a problem. We can separate, or we can send the samples for the different buyers if they want to one specific lot. We can separate by micro lot. If no, we can use for blend, or we decide how, depend the copying and score, we can know for what customer is good the coffee. The first step, like we do, is transport the parchment to over there here, and then the parchment is going to the silo, and we have in the middle of the silo and the cooler, we have one screen just to separate sometimes stones, sometimes trash, many things is coming in the coffee. And now this is the huller. This is the next step after we screen the coffee and parchment. This is the huller. The huller is the machine like remove the parchment to the green bin. But after this, we need to select. And the first selection for the coffee is over here, and we select the coffee by size. After we screen or separate the coffee by size, and we decide install this specific machine just to remove stone, and sometimes another nail or some not coffee object in this. And this helps us a lot to improve the quality in these terms. After we use this toner, we send the coffee to separate by weight. And then we use the gravity table. And the gravity table is work with air and separate the coffee is more weight and the less weight. After the selection is in the gravity table for weight, we send the coffee in the final step like is the sorter, the electronic sorter machine. And this is by color. And help us a lot because in the beginning we do this by hand, but one very efficient woman just can clean per day 100 pounds. Can you imagine for one container, you need a lot of people. And for example, this one, we can select 5 tons per hour. It's more efficient for us. After the coffee is finished, we send the coffee to the silo. We start to put in bags, and we took a sample, and in the sample we start to select just to count how many defects the coffee have. If it's in the range like is permit to export, we finish the work. But if no, we decide to pass through the gravity table or just to the electronic sorter. Special for some customer, they ask us for a vacuum package. And for the coffees for team, all the coffees we send in vacuum, and we decide, team decide to send the coffee in vacuum because he want to maintain the quality, and this is one of the best reasons.
In my humble opinion, I think they're one of the best producers in the world, and especially here in Central America, they are for sure among the top 10 producers. And that's been a joy to work with, because before it was kind of, we came and we learned a little bit, maybe I was teaching them a little bit more about processing techniques and everything, but now it's the opposite. They are the ones who are actually teaching me, so I'm learning much more from working with them.